tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show.
What is welcome back for another episode of the Tailgate Show. What's going on? W acquired. What's happening, boys?
Nice to see them do what they should do when everything is set. The table was set for them. How often have we looked at this team and been like, everything has worked out and they never pulled through? Today they pulled through. They did what they
so many times.
Yeah.
It's just that the bar is low. Like, everybody needs to stop acting like the bar is really high to judge success for this team, this franchise. Like, stop acting like it's so high and mighty. Like, it's okay for the bar to be low and for us to be excited when we leap over the low bar with authority, because frequently they don't even, they like hit the bar. Like, they don't even, and it's, just like Cody Parkey hits crossbars, the Bears hit the low bar trying to get over it. They can't even get over the low bar. So it is okay.
If you're listening to this, Cleveland, do yourself a favor now.
Yeah, get out while you can.
Cut that motherfucker while you
get out while you can. Yeah, I was saying, we can enjoy it.
Right. The Bears slide is what put us in a position not to have expectations. We had expectations going into this season. We had expectations going in at last season. It's okay to have a high bar. We just went into a slide that now we're like, we'll take whatever we can get. But I don't care if certain fans have. I want a Super Bowl, man. It's okay to have expectations.
Yes, it's okay to have expectations, but it's also fair to recognize that the bar is low. This is the first time since 1965 that this team has scored more than 30 points in a game 4 times in a row.
Bang.
Every fucking thing that just seems like mediocrity for every other franchise, for us it's like some, thing that we level up to. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, 1965. Like,
Monty too.
Fuck.
First player with 100 yards from scrimmage and 1 touchdown in 5 consecutive games since 1977.
Say his name.
David Montgomery.
David Montgomery. Like, check it out. Good things are happening strangely on this team. Like, Roquan Smith is a straight beast. I don't really care about the Pro Bowl snub. We haven't been on since then. Like, honestly, I'm not. Like, it sucks, but like, I'm excited for what that's going to do to Roquan, because that is going to make Roquan better, and that's a problem for the league.
Today, Roquan Smith had himself a signature game.
Yes, absolutely.
He's got to hang on to that ball whenever he gets the pick.
Yes.
But today was a Roquan Smith signature game that he can point back to and say.
He even had the Band-Aid like Nelly. He was straight baller today.
Dude is like getting to this place where he is now using his speed and he's channeling all of his instincts, and now his instincts are becoming correct more frequently. So he's always had the reaction and the speed, but now he's like putting it all together and becoming a really complete linebacker.
He's getting
when we drafted him, I saw Derek Brooks. I've mentioned that a ton of times.
Mm-hmm.
Same build. This is like it's a different league now, but he's kind of a Derek Brooks hybrid.
Sure.
Like Urlacher was a hybrid linebacker.
Yeah.
That's kind of Quan's a beast, man. A straight up beast.
Quan had himself a game. Danny T had a game too.
Mm-hmm.
We gave up a little bit. We gave up a little more than I'd like to in the run game.
Yeah.
But for the most part, after the first half, it's like the Bears hit this fuck you button. It's like, Jacksonville? Fuck you. We're done with it.
Well, for the first time basically in the Nagy era that they did something in the third quarter.
Why did they ever?
I mean, and it was like, I mean, the first half was frustrating as hell. Aside from the interception, not being able to get it into the end zone, it just was frustrating, and you see some shades of stuff that you don't want to see anymore.
Let's talk about the pick. Let's go ahead and talk about the pick by Mitch that we got to.
Well, I don't want to talk about it. Why don't we, if you don't mind, talk about a couple positive things before we start getting critical? But
it's just Mitch playing Mitch, That's what I'm gonna say.
Listen, like we can compliment the change that they have made. They have all made a change. You want to analyze it, question the competition, whatever. Doesn't matter. They have made the change. Okay. They have all changed. They are still the same people on some level, though. And so you see that sneak out a little bit. You see it in some weird crap with the, Cole Kmet run, and you see it with Mitch.
Which I would have been okay with if we were up 20 points and you're trying something out, but not in that situation.
Yeah, he should have made a better decision. I mean, he's trying to make a play, and he just kind of threw it up. It's like, throw it out of the side of the end zone. It's the same thing that these are the Mitch Trubisky plays.
Oh, we're talking about the interception. My bad. I thought we were talking about Cole Kmet's run.
Oh,
we're talking about all of it, but this thing is a little bit of what I've been saying, that Mitch all of a sudden got some of the Foles, fuck it, I'm going to throw it up thing that Foles does, and so he's got that in his repertoire, and I think he thinks that he can do that and get away with it.
You also saw a correction later on in the red zone from that play. Mm-hmm. You saw where he didn't have a receiver open and he just tucked it. Right. And I was just like, that's what you should do, Mitch. That's the Mitch we need.
Yeah, it wasn't that open on that pick, though. That was a different setup.
He needs to, he could have got a little bit of yards.
But the decision making was there to say, hey, I don't have a receiver.
He took a shot. He thought that the DB had fallen down, and and he was surprised to get hit because he said he got hit
for that, man.
No, he just doesn't, and that's okay.
I mean, Jimmy Graham was wide open in the end zone. He had to make it act like
everybody needs to remember that the offense changed for Mitch. It's not like Mitch all of a sudden progressed.
Right.
They just finally started doing the stuff that he's good at. You know what I mean?
Progressed, but he's progressed within the confines of what they're doing now on offense.
I mean, here's an interesting thought is that
I wouldn't say he hasn't progressed, man. The offense has been, you just said it. Since Mitch has been back, the offense has been much better.
Oh, I'm not saying he hasn't progressed, but I'm saying he didn't, go into the 202. This is a different. It's like Mitch. They sent Mitch to Oxford and he flunked out, and now we're going to send him to a badass trade school, and that's cool. He's probably going to end up making a bunch of money as a tradesman, and that's awesome. But he's not valedictorian like they wanted him to be. But that's cool. I'm all right with all that.
Look how much the Titans gave Ryan Tannehill.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a very similar thing.
I think Mitch has more upside than him. I'm sorry. I don't.
Oh, sure. I think so. I mean, you give Mitch Derrick Henry and those weapons and that offensive line. I mean, Taylor Lewin is out, but the Titans still have a beast offensive line.
Yeah, but see, I'm not at, everybody, I guess, is at a different place in their fandom, and some people are looking at Mitch as, are we going to sign him long term? That shit will play out in the offseason. Right now, I'm looking at just getting W's, and he's playing well enough to win. He's correcting his mistakes. So,
I mean, he looks like, I brought up on how his instincts are matching with, his ability. And I think what you're seeing from Mitch is more of that. It's like that. It's just that thing where he looks like he looks cool.
He looks right.
Yeah, he just looks cool and confident when he's rolling out. Nothing right now feels desperate or too harried, or
body language on the field. He's much more. Yeah. He's much more smooth.
Well, and one of the things he said after the game tonight, which I thought was interesting, is that because they talked about the 4th and 5, which is obviously a huge play.
Yeah,
and
it's your season.
Yeah, that was huge, and the way that him and Robinson were working on third down, the way that they were able to get that play, and what he said was, he's like, he mentioned, it was an odd thing to mention, but he was just like, we're playing 11 as one, all this cliche shit, but he was like, we're communicating, and I'm telling the guys, this is a big play, we've got to have it, and giving them the down and distance, and it was just kind of like, okay,
well, that's smart.
That sounds like some quarterback shit to do. Good work.
Considering that we've come up short on such things before, that's pretty smart.
Right. I think that, I don't know. I think
the one thing you got to give Pace and Nagy credit for is bringing Nick Foles here, because they've tried. They have tried everything. They've dumbed down this offense. They brought a quarterback who they felt like they could bench Mitch for finally. I didn't say it worked.
Okay.
Wow.
But it put Mitch in the position of being benched and learning from at least a guy with experience and a little moxie, even though he didn't perform great. I think this helped Mitch. This was the first time that he's been put in this position, and it was a position he might have needed to be put in to be here.
Well, I think you could say the same thing for Nagy. He needed to see his offense completely fail for him to change.
Well, and he had to see it. He had to see it in a controlled group where he could not blame Mitch.
Right.
I don't understand how he couldn't see it in the run game going, though. I don't know why it took that long to figure that out.
I think he could see it, but the problem is that you have to have better talent to get the run game going in the scheme that he was trying to run.
And the offensive line finally gave him confidence, I guess.
Right. Well, and again, it's like they've backed into everything. Everything that they've come to, they've had to go the hard way, the backwards way, the rock bottom, climb back up. But you know what? They have climbed back up. I mean, Nagy's feeling more confident. There's a confidence that's going on, and it sounds crazy, and it's like I want to scream and pound the table and be like, damn it, they didn't figure it out soon enough. But it's like that takes away from just enjoying the fact that they have figured it out. I'm enjoying so fucking much watching David Montgomery run the football right now. It is exciting. I don't care what the record is. I don't care about the playoffs. I don't care about the draft. Just from a pure football enjoyment standpoint, there are enjoyable fucking football plays happening on the offensive side of the ball. And if you're a Bears fan and you found a way to not enjoy that, I just feel sorry for you. Just enjoy the football in a vacuum. Enjoy the fucking experience. Stop your fantasy sports and your draft pick, mock draft shit, and just tune the shit out and enjoy the fucking game.
And sticking to your stupid takes, too. You're trying to look at it in that vacuum, some people. It's just if you're a Bears fan and you didn't enjoy this today, I know there's things that we need to improve on. There always is, but I enjoyed the fuck out of it. This again, we needed to win, and we won in this 41-17.
When's the last time you could sit back and relax and watch the Bears cruise to a victory?
Bro, they scored 21 points in the third quarter. That's unheard of. And they were, I'm telling you, Darnell Mooney, I know, people think I don't like him or whatever, but he's a
fighter, bro.
They threw a stupid pass that I can't tell you the number of times that we've seen the Bears try to run some weird wide receiver screen like that. And coaches ago, they used to call it the bear pass because I don't know what it is. We love wide receiver screens. This was a fucking throwback, Mitch throwing back across his body to his left. And Mooney just gets it and cuts right up the damn field and is not finished, bro. It was 2nd and 8, and this dude got 11 yards, and 7 of it was after contact. This guy is 175 pounds, but he is beast mode.
And the knock on him was his frame coming out of college. His frame, he's too small.
Right. You gotta give Pace credit for that dude. You just got fucking whatever Pace name. You gotta give Darnell Mooney credit for what he has.
This draft class,
broke 2 tackles. He drug a guy for the first down. Who he is way more engaged than a certain other receiver that got drafted much higher than him, who's throwing out there. I'm happy for the guys.
Oh yeah, Anthony Miller's a bitch. I
gotta say it, man. What's up with that, bro?
Anthony Miller's a bitch. That's what's up with it. I'm sorry, I'm tired of this dude.
I know he's feeling salty, but man, if you want the ball, you got to make plays. He had what? He had one catch today.
Block. Like,
yeah, he whiffed on that block too.
Darnell Mooney blocked his way onto this team.
I don't know if I go down the route of calling him anything because there's a lot of receivers that would have reacted.
He's acting like a bitch. Yeah, I don't care. Not a bitch, but he's acting like a bitch.
I think we're being a little too picky right now because you look at what receivers have gone through since Anthony Miller's been here and how open that dude's been at points in his career and the frustration in that locker room. How frustrated as a receiver where you get paid for production.
Wow.
That dude was open a ton.
I get it.
And since he's been here.
And he's been quiet. And
I'm happy for the guys. That's the worst thing he said. I'm cool with it.
No, I'm not really worried about that. I don't give a fuck about tweets. My thing is just watching dude play. And he's inconsistent. And he's lost his job. Mooney took his job. So cry this, cry that. Mooney outworked him, outplayed him, out-efforted him, out-everything to him. He got passed the fuck up.
Yep.
Tough shit. Figure out something to do. Be something else. Javon Wims, I've talked shit about him, but this dude has realized his role and realized that if I play my cards right, I can be a 7th-round pick who has a 7-8 year career in this league, just being that 3rd and 4th receiver that everybody knows can block.
He tries knocking somebody the fuck out. If anything, his response is worse.
Right, I agree, and I'm just saying, I think Anthony Miller, for the most part, has been a good soldier, but I just see things on the field that still bother me.
I was the whiffed block. It was he pulled his hands back kind of thing. It was continue the play. That's a motivation thing to me.
Yeah. Blocking is like defense in basketball. It's just a want to.
Right.
You gotta want to get punched in the mouth if you really want to block somebody, because somebody's going to punch you in the mouth and then you take it and get back at them.
And that's what happened the first half of this game.
Yeah. Yes. And they came back.
You got a team. This tanking thought process. It's just not. These guys aren't wired that way.
It doesn't work in football.
So we took a shot. I think this was just we kind of didn't really scout. We didn't know who the quarterback was going to be till Saturday, right?
Right. It was Mike Glennon.
It's one of those things. It's like, I know it's Glennon, but it's like game planning.
Okay. Finish.
We shouldn't have been this close with the Jaguars. It was frustrating the first half, but the Jaguars have stayed close with much better teams.
Yeah,
they have some talent. They're obviously a bad team, but they have some talent.
But they're an NFL team.
Chark is a nice player. Laviska Shenault is a nice player. If James Robinson had played, not that we would have lost, but hell, the backup Blulier, whatever his name is, went off, had some big runs.
Pagano, man, pisses me off though. That soft zone bullshit and giving up the 3rd and longs, I don't like the dude. I do not like him.
Yeah, there's been some issues there. I get that. But ultimately, what happens? You get out, you get 2 turnovers. The defense finally creates turnovers, and the game changes. And as soon as the game changes, bam, you're scoring.
Yeah, exactly. Got some comments in the chat. Scott from Iowa says the coaches made adjustment at halftime that actually worked. When was the last time that happened? Ooh. Absolutely never.
Even do something productive after a timeout.
Yeah, Nagy probably can't adjust the freaking thermostat in his house. You know what I mean? His wife's go turn on the heat, honey, and he's just
time out.
I didn't see a thermostat in that weird ass room with all the play sheets.
Yeah, right. There's no
wallpapered over it.
No, I don't have a play call for that. Anyway,
Goodwin says I'm not giving the coaching staff that much credit. Sorry.
I am. I'm giving. Well, not defensive. Pagano's pissing me off, but you got to give them some credit for finally realizing who they are and what they need to do.
Vildor gave up a contested touchdown. That's not on.
That was a nice play, though.
It's a nice play. The touchdowns that were given up were
tight window throws, and the receivers had to make nearly spectacular plays on the
Right.
ball.
So I'll
Shouldn't-
give him that
shouldn't all
much. But the whole idea is they are not getting a rush with 4. And that's
No,
where
no,
that's
they're
where Brian's idea comes in, that you're sitting back in these zones and you're getting picked apart. You're right. You got to heat him up. There was no reason why you don't heat Mike Glennon up. He's not going to run out of the pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were hoping to get turnovers, which they
I'm
did.
wondering if Akeem's still injured, man.
Well, they're all beat up. I was screaming like
Yeah,
at the end of the third. I was like, start taking people out now.
Now,
Save them.
I'm just saying he's been kind of
Right.
like, where are you at?
the Jags offensive line can play a little bit.
Well, I expected
know.
him to, like, with Glennon, like, I figured he want to get one good tap in.
I was just excited to see them take a punch, get shaken, and come back, right?
Right.
Like and deliver a punch. You know what I mean? Like the third quarter was really fun to watch. Like they were doing
Oh yeah, we weren't getting any
interesting-
pressure on him early though.
like interesting. Oh yeah, no. I mean, believe me, they came out kind of flat. I mean, ultimately they came out flat. I did think Mitch said, one thing tonight was like somebody asked him like, what's it like to have the offense working like this? And he's like, it's good, but he's like, this needs to be the standard. Like he's like, we have set our own standard now. Like we can't go back. And I thought that was really smart and mature thing for him to say. You know what I mean? Like that's what we want to get. We've had a defensive standard on this franchise for how many years, right?
Right.
Damn it, let's have an offensive standard.
Nothing wrong with
You
that.
know what I mean? Like, and I like that kid said that. You know what I mean? Like I feel stupid for getting sucked back in sometimes to this.
It's like
But then I'm
Godfather
like,
3.
yeah, but then I'm like, God damn it, what do we do this for? Like, as much as some people might think that we do this because we just want to hear our opinions and, everyone else to hear our opinions, not really. Like, we're, at least, and I know we've talked about this, but like, ultimately, we're trying to share our fan experience here. We're not
Right.
trying to say, like, this, that, oh, you're wrong. And I just want to enjoy watching my
amongst
favorite.
ourselves, we go at each other.
Right. I just want to enjoy my favorite team playing football. Like, and like I said, like they're playing some enjoyable offensive football, and I don't know, like
It's never going to be perfect, man. There's always stuff that we can improve.
Ah,
But yeah,
which
you
is
got to
great,
you got to enjoy the W's.
I think Lance Briggs brought it up in the after show. He goes, this is one of those like in the earlier in the season. There's some ugly parts to it, but ultimately there's a lot to work with, and you won, and you
Right.
won convincingly.
And the
Ended today would be in the
balance.
playoffs, boys.
and the
And it all
balance.
started with George Kittle.
Yeah, how about George Kittle?
that
The
was dope.
49ers
That was sweet.
did us a favor, and George Kittle went and said, I love the Bears. I'm happy to help them out. And then it
Robbie
worked out
Gold
to
wasn't going to
them.
help us out. Now was
Yeah,
it?
Robbie Gold.
Boy.
No, but George Kittle, that was dope. And they left the mic on too long. He was
He's like, I fucking love the Bears. Yeah.
and
That's his team,
Bear.
like the Bears. Fucking Bears. Eat it. Eat a dick if you have a problem with You're like
like
a
the statement that the
cornball.
team actually owns. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bears. Yeah,
Cornball.
yep.
Like, but that was awesome. Like, props to, for Kittle to say that. Unfortunately, my brain goes to, God damn it, why
is he
Kittle on
not
this
here?
team? How do you scout James Daniels and not see Kittle? And I know, yada, 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 everybody passed on Kittle. I don't give a fuck. Ryan Pace is about as good at choosing tight ends as Matt Nagy is at halftime adjustments. Like, it's fucking
Well, don't look at
brutal.
today's.
Right. Today, Jimmy Graham showed up. You know what I mean? Like,
We need to have that discussion too.
Komet was wide fucking open. Mitch overthrew him.
True.
but he also almost threw a pick to that on a ball that he had no business throwing to commit.
It's safe to say that the Jimmy Graham signing has been nothing short of great for this team.
It's
Better
been
than I thought.
Okay.
8 touchdowns.
It's been about what I thought. I honestly
$1 million
predicted. Remember,
touchdown.
I predicted more, as you recall. Not a ton more, but I think I said 50, 60 catches, like 650 yards, and like 8 touchdowns.
Well,
I don't think anything short of this 4-game sample can be termed great.
Right.
Other than maybe Allen Robinson's season. but again, it's had some rocky moments. Stuff that, like you win those games, nobody's talking about the 50-50 ball he didn't pull down, and now David Montgomery. But again, it's like the past 6 games versus the first 6 games. The first 6 games, he was like a 3.2 yard a carry guy. Now he's gone up to like a 5 yard a carry guy.
What was our bet on Komet? Over 30 for receptions?
Oh, Jared.
Over under was at 35, I think.
Okay. He's not getting there, I don't think. Where is he at now? 20.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so that, we have to sit there and go, well, that's another one they backed into. Like, and right. Nagy had some half-assed excuse about it last week. Like, oh, people don't understand this and that. It's like, no, you fucking thought Demetrius Harris was your boy from Kansas City. Blah, blah, blah. Like, so it's like you're constantly torn. Like, I feel like I want to enjoy this, but then it's hard because you feel almost like, fucking, where was this, Like, but again,
I enjoy it. I just the thought of our next opponent was just like, are we there?
Yeah, it's
are
tough.
We there
and
yet?
Unfortunately, they have put themselves in this situation. Like, you look back again and you go, damn it, they lost to the terrible Lions in that unbelievably horrible comeback.
Now you've got to take the potential number 1 seed out.
Yeah.
And if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man, and here's your chance. Mm-hmm. And you want to end every Bears fan's last bad taste of a last play where a safety gets torched on the last play of a game. Here's your chance to end all that.
If they win on Sunday and Mitch plays his ass off, they will sign Mitch to a new contract that fucking night. Like, the paperwork will be driven out.
Rob will get his extension. The whole show.
Yo, right? like Virginia's purse is gonna open up and a bunch of moths are gonna fly out. But then money is just gonna be flowing like water out of a broken sewer main.
If you want to heal Bears fans' hearts. Beating the Packers to get into the playoffs.
Oh, if they throw 40 and give up under 21.
Warms my heart, gentlemen.
They're set up for greatness. I mean, still 2018 when they beat the Packers to win the division in Soldier Field is like an unbelievable sports memory for me. Like, running around that stadium just screaming after that game, then going down to the field, lower to the field level, like unbelievable, like lose your voice screaming euphoria was that shit. It was so amazing. Wild times,
right?
So amazing. If we could just get a little bit of that, man,
you might get your chance. And ultimately, the Bears played themselves into a chance.
But we can't fuck around and play like we did the first half of this game.
No. You do that, it's over. I mean, Tennessee got their ass cracked tonight. Like, I mean...
Well, Tennessee lost to the Packers and the officials.
Yeah, but that's...
Did you see that guy stepped out like 37 in the...
I didn't see it.
Oh, it's terrible. He stepped out at like the 37 and they gave him 30 extra yards.
You know you're playing... You know you're getting their fourth phase? You know you're getting the officials on their side. You got to stomp this team out. And even when you have a big lead, we've seen it ourselves. You're not safe.
Nope.
That dude has the ball. That dude, we're not going to mention his name, even though I think Bears Fanatico might have his jersey. That dude actually tweeted, "Go Pack, go tonight."
Well, there was.
Oh, we're skipping ahead to throwing shit.
I don't give a fuck, Jared, what the situation is. You could say, "Oh, I hope Green Bay wins tonight." You don't use their slogan, bro.
Yeah. Unless you're using it to insult them, yes.
I don't even give a shit. I wouldn't even type those words. Fuck
what?
That.
On his bio, did he lose a bet?
Oh wow!
Like, did he lose a bet? Like what? Like what happened to dude?
He's a Wisconsin boy, right?
Yeah. He's
I don't
from
know.
Up there.
Maybe he got a taste.
But I mean, that's all right. Like, I'm not trying to pull some geography shit on people. I'm just saying, like,
I just saw it on my timeline. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, that's jarring for sure.
Like, fan how you want a fan, but that's next level.
Twitter's
weird.
wild.
Yeah.
He didn't know he thought No, he said he thought we wanted them to win.
There
So,
was
like,
a-
you don't gotta go to that length.
Just
like,
say I hope they win. Don't use their slogan.
That's
Fuck
obscene. Like, he was like,
I
he
ain't
was.
with it. Thank you.
I ain't with it. Like, for sure, bro. Like, you tweet, I am, unfortunately,
Even
against
if you
my
think
better
that dirty
judgment.
thought, think that dirty thought is one thing.
Right.
Like, that's, you need to ask for forgiveness for that on a whole nother level.
Right.
But actually, to get that to your fingertips and no, hell no.
Look, I'm just saying, like, you can think it, you can say it in a different way, but to come out and just put on the gear, like, and just like assume the guise of a Packer fan, no, this is not where we need to be. Like,
Yeah, that one flew over my head.
yeah, I mean, shout out to the people who did show that to me, because I got dude muted, so I wouldn't have seen it anyway.
I do too, but somebody retweeted it, screenshotted and retweeted it.
Shout out to Bear's Girl for putting him on blast, because otherwise I wouldn't have seen his muted ass. Anywho,
yeah, we were way off track.
shout out.
Bear
We're
down,
just fucking with you. Bear down. Get back.
You were talking about the Lions game, and his thought was we should have lost to the Falcons and consider the loss to the Lions.
No, they should have lost all the early games. You could say that about every one of those games. The Detroit game, the guy dropped an open pass in the end zone. Swift dropped. The only other drop that was worse was in the oh god, what game was it where the guy lost it in the sun? I don't know, it was like a couple weeks ago. The opposing receiver just straight up lost it in the sun. It was just like off his hands. Look, I was trying to post that GIF with the little girl getting hit in the face with the ball. Like, that's what it looked like. So I mean, you could say that about.
It's been a wild season. It's like we shouldn't be here, but we didn't feel like we would actually be at the point where we'd be playing to get in the playoffs after we didn't think we should. You know what I mean? Like, it's just been wild.
And I will take
73% chance.
It was 78.
It's crazy.
Back down to like 25% now.
Is it down because of
I don't know.
It's going up.
Basically, if we lose, we need the Rams to win, right?
Like, here's what they need to do.
Yes.
We need to sign Shea McClellan to a 1-week contract. Get him tested up. Get him to break Aaron Rodgers' collarbone. I mean, this is like that's what has to happen. Is like you need to get him out of the game. Absolutely.
No.
Not like purposely.
We can beat them.
Jared, I appreciate.
I'm on board. Hey, man, that offensive line. Somebody posted something.
We are talented enough to beat them. Whether or not we can put a full game together against them, that's the biggest thing. If we can put a full game, both sides of the ball, together against them,
the offensive line is much better than the first time we played them. David Montgomery is a part of the offense, and he is running angry. Darnell,
I mean, they did give up
making better decisions. This team can beat the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up a 45-yard run to Tannehill.
Yeah, who's faster, Tannehill or Mitch?
Oh shit, Mitch is way faster.
We gonna find out.
But
just don't let Amos get a free shot on him. Oof.
Oh my god! And the Packers ran for 234 yards, 124 from Dillon and 94 from Jones. Whew. That's nasty.
They're not gonna be able to afford Jones next year.
It is what it is. I mean, but I'm just saying, you played your way into it. This defense is prideful.
Yeah, that's where they are.
There's veterans there. It's time for them to step up.
It's fine. You know what? Like, I wouldn't have it any other way. They haven't earned anything else than have to. Like you said, you want to be the best. You got to beat the best. And I know that there's still scenarios where they could lose to the Packers and make it in. I think there are some remaining crazy scenarios. Like, I think that the Cardinals would have to lose and the Rams would have to lose. And
I think the Rams play the Cardinals, so if the Rams win,
right, you can't. Yeah.
One of the things that upset me the worst today was the fact that at the end of the game, I wanted to see Artavis Pierce get more carries than Ryan Nall, because I think like this next game, like the strategy needs to be to keep Rodgers off the field, and the way you're going to do that is establish a run game. And I like Pierce better than Null. You're going to need a backup to Montgomery to accomplish the kind of game we need against the Packers.
Null's offensive snaps are straight up rewards for his special teams play.
Right, but we need a second actual running back. I don't want to see Cordero Patterson. I want to see Pierce. I would have just liked to see Pierce get more live reps.
Whatever that's worth, Spencer Ware. But we had Lamar Miller.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, they didn't do shit with
Pierce.
him.
Like, forget the Ryan Null experiment. Like, just put Pierce in those spots.
Well, dude, we've been saying forget the Ryan Null experiment for months, longer even.
Well, like today it was like that's your victory cigar, boys. You get some Ryan Null in the backfield. Congratulations.
Well, I mean, it was nice.
49ers. Who's that dude, Wilson? Like he's like his father, man. Just put a running back in. Like he's just like
right.
Kyle's
Doesn't matter,
dad, man.
That game
running. They get guys to just come off the street and break Niners records, though. They got that.
Well, their line's really good, though. You got McGlinchey on the right, and you got Williams on the left.
Hey, but you know what? Like,
playing really good though. Puts Pierce back there instead of Null. All I'm saying.
I agree, but that's how this team works. It doesn't make sense who gets snaps. It's weird.
It'll always go backwards.
It's gonna have to be run heavy, clock bleeding drives next week.
Yeah, but they're just gonna have to hang with them. I mean, they have to.
They're usually shitty run defense. You run,
and that's what scares me is that, like, we talked about in the last Packer game. Pagano said he would run that same play. He would drop 8 into coverage again, and just they have to plaster. Fuck that.
Pagano makes me nervous, man. In this particular
Rodgers
game.
is going to beat you if you give him time. Like, he's gonna beat you either way. But if you just let him sit back there and drift and sit and just he will pick you apart.
You almost have to implement the old 49ers scheme, how they played him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can do that with the current offensive.
Right, and that was Fangio, right?
No, was he with the Niners then?
I don't know. I think Fangio historically played pretty well against. I mean, they don't play with
Kaepernick ran all over them, or
I think it was the year Kaepernick.
Yeah, he's talking about. That was Fangio.
Yeah,
that was Fangio. I mean, they had players too.
Right.
But we got players. I mean,
we got players. It's time for that money to step up. If there's ever a time, man.
It's crazy, but like they still miss Adrian Amos, I think.
I agree.
Like
Gibson
I would throw some cover to it, Rodgers, just to fucking throw him off.
I imagine they'll throw everything at him.
I hope so. I just want to see them blitz. I would feel so much better about them getting beaten after blitzing for being aggressive than them getting beaten
back too.
I don't know. I kind of think they're going to be cautious with him, to be honest. I don't think they rush him back for this game. Maybe in the playoffs. And the thing is, Shelley and Vilder have filled in pretty admirably.
Yeah, they've not been terrible.
Both these, they've been better than Screen. I mean, hopefully, I hope he's well and God bless him and all that. I'm not trying to wish ill will on him or have him have bad health in life. But if he doesn't play again for the Bears, I'd be fine with it. Like
there are certain guys the stats don't lie about.
Yeah,
like your Screen, your stats don't lie about you, bro.
Dude makes one or two very impressive plays a game. Makes him, he made that 4th down stop. He has a tendency to make big plays, but it's because teams are picking on him. If you're a shortstop and the ball's constantly getting hit to you, you're going to make some bad plays and you're going to make some spectacular ones.
I wish Houston Carson would rub off on Eddie, because that dude would come in and stick you.
Well, because he's playing for a contract every year of his career. Eddie Jackson's comfortable now. I mean, I just think that Eddie Jackson thinks that he's just Deion Sanders and he's just going to sit around and wait for interceptions. It's like, bro, you don't return kicks. You don't do anything else.
I got a feeling about this week with him, though. I got a feeling.
Yeah, I hope you're right, man.
I think this is the one.
I just hope it's not the same feeling that last time we got the pick, ran it in, and got his freaking ankle fucked up.
Well, Jesus Christ! Thanks for pissing all over that good feeling.
That was the worst, and that's like really actually why we lost.
I don't know why that just popped in my head, but I'm like,
And that's why we lost that damn playoff game. I mean, people talk about Parkey, but if they had Eddie Jackson, the game would have been totally different. He probably would have picked Foles 2 or 3
Foles
times.
was just throwing up.
Ducks.
Speaking of Foles, he looks completely washed, huh?
He
threw one pass and he almost threw it to Jacksonville. So
he almost threw it to the. It was like almost to the ground.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yo, I mean, like, I'm probably full of shit for even mentioning this, but he did get beat out by Minshew. I mean, I know I poo-pooed that at times, but like he got beat out by Minshew, like straight up. I mean, they were into the whole mania and all that Jeremy Lin-esque shit, like, but he got beat out.
True.
Like they paid him a lot of money and then they paid him to go away. Like it wasn't like, oh please.
Yeah, what's up with your boy Minshew, huh?
Well, that's how you take. I mean,
yeah, but you'd be taking
players who play on Sunday.
The quarterback. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
What's up with your boy Minshew?
He ain't. He's not. He's about to be Chase Daniels with better hair, and a big ass mustache, and that's cool. I mean, that dude's beating the odds just by doing that. Good for him. But I don't see it. I mean, if he's like best case scenario is he's on some, he could be like Flutie or something. Like I just think, I think he's too limited. Like he can't do. Like, he needs to be able to play like Kyler Murray plays.
He can't do the voodoo that Mitch do.
Kyler Murray looks like straight garbage.
He does and he doesn't. He still makes 4 or 5 or more wow plays a game where it's like, oh my God, like his arm and dude has raw talent. They need to
put him on notice, man. They played him straight up. Saleh or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's got his number straight up.
Agreed.
Anyway,
I mean, they need to run the damn ball. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Gardner Minshew is that. Like, he's not gonna, like that's his deal. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just excited that like they're scoring points. I don't care that they beat a bad team. Jacksonville's not as bad as their record shows.
Hunt, man.
During
this losing streak, we were not thinking this.
No, week 17, and we have a meaningful game to play.
Right. You really want to be the Jets fans right now, all bent out of shape because they screwed up and won 2.
There was a point in this season where we were looking at the last game, and we're like, But now we're fighting for something. Right. So I'll take it.
And this team, they are fired up.
Yes.
To be the
they have an energy right now that is real. The Mustafa and Bars and Cody are firing off the ball. They are pumping everybody up. David Montgomery is giving them life.
Got his 1,000 yards. Got his 1,000 yards.
Yes. Allen Robinson is still just clocking in and going to work. Like, it's, there's energy on offense.
When we beat Green Bay to win the division, that sparked. I mean, who cares if it's Kool-Aid, right? If we beat Green Bay to get into the playoffs, I just want that feeling. That feeling's dope.
It's gonna be straight up smack, dude.
You know what I mean? Even if it's just dope.
Eat off that. You eat off that for a week. At least 2
and then
weeks.
You can potentially, if you beat them, you could potentially get them again.
And don't act like that. I mean, it's going to feel like a Super Bowl victory. It really is. Like, after how this season's gone?
Yes. I'm here for it. Like,
I want to embarrass them. I want to do what we did against the Jaguars, against the Packers.
No, I don't care if we win by.
I want to curb stomp them.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, I just also want to win by 1 point. Like, I will win. We'll be happy if we win by 1 point, 41 to 40.
I want to embarrass that fucker. I want blood.
We all want that, but it's there is something to having their heart ripped out on the line.
I want to blow out. I don't want a close game at the end.
We need the Khalil Mack superhero game.
Yep,
we need that. Like, Khalil Mack needs to Batman up and do this. Like, he needs to just go.
Don't hit him too hard, Khalil. You will get flagged.
No, but he needs strip sack. He needs to have a game like he had against Tampa.
Oh, by the way, one of the Packer tackles went out late in that third quarter tonight.
Right. One other thing that happened, which is fucked up, is Jared Goff broke
The
his
next
thumb.
guy will come in and hold.
So we can't count on the Cardinals losing because Jared Goff is
Right.
out.
We got to take care of our business.
Wasn't that like
And
one of those like?
I wouldn't have it any other way. Like,
Isn't their
to be
backup like a
honest,
gimmick? One of those gimmick football league leading touchdown throwers or something?
No, I believe their backup is Blake Bortles, sir.
No, it's not.
It's not anymore.
No.
Who is the Rams' backup?
Was it an
I thought it was
XFL guy
Bortles.
or something?
I don't know who it is.
Huh?
It's not Blake Bortles. I would have remembered that. That's
It was because I was saying they have like
Not, bro.
it
they
was.
were talking about it today. But anyway, Bears got a shot. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
they're not killing themselves with stupid mistakes, although they had a couple today.
right.
You know, but they're not
John Wolford.
that guy.
Who the fuck is that? It was Blake Bortles last year.
Blake Bortles ain't there no more, kids.
John Wolford from Wake Forest. What?
The demon deacon himself.
What
Anyway.
in the fucking hell? Anyway, we're not in a Rams show, but
No, take care of your business, and
that's the only path that you want to go all John Kornacki on me and show me other paths to victory. I'm not hearing it. There's one path to victory. Now, could there be some miraculous scenario where we wake up after losing that game and we're in the playoffs? Sure, I guess. Somebody smarter than me can analytics that up for themselves.
Right.
We could tune into the George U on Twitter.
I knew you were going to go there.
Alliance of American Football is where that dude played. I guess
AAF.
he was quite the stallion in that league.
Yeah, is that fucking Greg Gabriel's tire fire of a business or whatever?
I have no idea.
When he involved in that, or was
Which one?
Wow.
Take your pick. Yeah, you can really just eeny meeny on that. Do whatever you want to do.
So anything really upset you about the game that you're just like, I can't believe they did XYZ?
Well, Brian talked about the command run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the cutesy wootsy shit in the red zone. It's like Matt Nagy just can't fucking help himself sometimes.
Can't help himself. When they're having fun, he's like, let's do this fun play, gang.
Well, now I've got to take that back because I'm not even sure that he made that play call. So I guess it's not really a fair assessment. But that is in the red zone.
He talked about in the presser that he wanted that play back, but it worked so well in practice. And like basically that was like their fun play. You know, like he can't get away from that shit. Like, you know, he's like a day camp counselor. Like,
what did Carter do to the Jaguars to piss him off so bad? That dude was getting killed.
I don't know. Nagy basically like cussed the refs into a flag.
Should have
on that one because he was so hot about that because dude got killed, and it's like, where are you with the flag on that?
Right.
Like, how the hell did he have the presence of mind to get up and get that ball, though? Oh, my God. Like, dude fell on his head, was, like, basically out cold, and then his football instincts were get ball, and he fucking got that ball. Like, that was insanity.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many guys would just be like, and then just out?
He went straight, I am Batman.
Yeah, he was just like, bonk. Like,
you remember that commercial back in the day? The quarterback gets rocked and he goes to the sideline. He's like, I'm Batman.
Right.
Like, before the concussion shit was like crazy serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then back when you could joke about that. I mean, yeah.
The cutesy shit in the red zone is just like, man, your offensive line has been pounding these guys.
Yeah.
Just pounding them.
But
continue it. And then they did that. They made that adjustment later with Montgomery outside of the 10. So it's like, you know, you're inside the 5. Just let that be your identity. Why do you fight it so much, man?
Sometimes he still can't work against his own instincts. But I do think sometimes that they are doing those things because you still need to keep them off balance. You need to make them think that you're capable of doing something else in the red zone, because if you just show that you're going to run it every time, they're going to stop that.
I still think he's heavily involved with the play calling too.
Of course
he's got that menu folded up like people can't see it.
Yes,
but.
of course he is. And he already said that when the defense is on the field, they're all talking. Like, he can't help it. He doesn't know what the fuck to do if he doesn't have that play card to look at. What is he going to do? You think he's on Twitter? Like, he's not going to talk to Pagano. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on with the
Getting
defense.
play call selections from
like he's in the chat. He's in the Nagy's play chat room. Like, okay, Bill. I know you're calling the plays, but here's the next 10 plays.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, yes. Run script 12B. Run script 12B. And you know what? Like, fuck it.
And then you got Laser in the freaking lab. We're bringing back the Wildcat boys.
Fuck it, man.
You know what? This might be the week you do that big time.
Yeah,
I liked that. I was like, Pierce and Nall and Montgomery in the middle. That was pretty cool. Like, and I liked when Pierce got the run, and then what did they do on the next play? They gave it to him right back to him.
He goes untouched.
That's not Nagy shit. That's shit that Bill Laser is doing, because when the offense gets rolling, Nagy can't get it. He's like double dutch, can't get in there, which is what Foles already told us. Just what happened? Foles in the sideline, like, motherfucker, I was rolling. I was calling the plays. We were rolling, and your stupid ass has to come in and do something dumb. Like,
but it wasn't quite that. It was probably
right. But when Laser gets it,
hey buddy.
When Laser gets that rhythm going, he keeps it going. You know what I mean? And I just think, like I said, I like to watch the offense.
You know what I would love to see?
That's amazing.
You remember when Nagy first came and it was into the Bears and we played the Packers first game, right? What was the first thing we ran? The very first play.
T formation.
I would love to see it. I'd love to see us run T formation right down their fucking throat. You know why? Because we can do it, and they can't stop it because they can't stop the run. They stopped it today, but the
way the team is set up, it's got to go through Montgomery.
Mitch has to, like you said, they have to run it. Mitch has to dink and dunk them to death. He has to absolutely take no shots. No, like, he needs to learn from what happened last time when he took shots. Listen, he had 2 near picks in this game, and he threw a pick. Okay, the safety measured him on that one, and then there was a bad ball to Komet. I don't know, those may be the same place. I don't know, but I feel like there were 2 near interceptions and then the actual interception.
Yeah.
So he's still right on the edge, and he just has to take what is given to him, and he has to fight the urge to take any shots.
Well, I'm not even trying to talk like a Bears fan that wants to see the same thing we've always seen, where it's run first. Our talent level, where we're at talent-wise, it has to be run first, right? O-line setting the tone. A-Rob sets the tone, too, because I don't care who the quarterback is. That dude put in work today. He was getting wide fucking open. He was getting a little separation. That's a quarterback's best friend when you got a guy doing that.
They're getting to the point where they now have to respect the run. And it changes what Allen Robinson is able to do, because it completely changes the way the defense. Everybody's like, why can't we run any slants? Because the linebackers don't respect the run, so they don't give a fuck about your slants. They will sit in the box and wait for your slants all day because they don't care. They're like, oh, run it. We know you can't. And that's why that doesn't work. And now when the linebackers have to suck in, then the slants open up.
And they're still getting blocked.
Yes.
And you see the Notre Dame boys.
Yes.
All hail the Notre Dame boys.
But that's when Allen Robinson, when it's 3rd and short, Allen Robinson now can run a little juke and slant in.
Shit early in the season when I was calling for bars, man.
No,
we didn't. This is the Bars Backers show. We didn't give you no shit. We've been all about backing bars. We've been trying to get Coward. Coward's girlfriend was yelling at me on Twitter like a year ago, bro. I'm not new to this.
You want to know what's funny? I was driving to Tennessee this weekend, And I'm listening to one of the old shows popped up, and it was that episode after that. And he was
Yes.
talking about Coward's
Actually-
wife, and we was like, "That's the most protection Coward's seen all year."
Yo, I'm not new to this Coward shit.
It wasn't
Like,
you. I think Jared, just because of the Notre Dame guy. Every time I mentioned
Yeah, I
bars,
give you shit for Notre Dame. He didn't look anything like this though.
no,
He didn't. He's not looked anything like this yet until the last.
just like white hair, Bars, and Mustapher. That's a crew right
White
now.
hair got turned he got.
Okay, people are gonna miss some blocks. I mean, but that's a crew like we haven't had in a minute, right?
Let's
like,
say Jermaine Ifedi's played well too.
that's like
Enough that you don't even think about Bobby Massey, do you?
right.
Nope, you don't even think about him.
No, you don't think about it. I mean, who else is like if these dudes can stick in
He's
these
an upgrade
positions,
at left tackle though.
or if James Daniels comes back, like let's say James Daniels, that's what almost kind of sucks. It's like James Daniels almost feels like maybe he's the odd man out, like because where does he fit back in? Do you really
I think
break
you
up
could give
this?
Bars the full offseason. He could handle one of the he can probably handle right tackle.
I mean, he's either a great backup, but it's kind of like, man, you want to like because these dudes are, I think their familiarity is part of their success.
You can't say that Muster hasn't played his way into the starting lineup. He has.
Oh, Mustapher's a lock. It's a
And I
wrap.
can't-
That's our center for 5 to 7 years if he stays healthy. That dude is a straight lock. And
Which is
damn
just
it,
the biggest damn thing that amazes me from him. I'm so amazed at how well he's played that position.
I mean,
Why
center
are you so
and
amazed when he came from freaking O-line U?
center
Dude, I
is.
watched him in the preseason get dog walked.
I mean, don't you think? I know, but don't you think,
What
Jared,
preseason?
that center is the most cerebral position on the line?
That's where the timing starts. The snap starts.
Yes,
the
I mean
timing.
they're the quarterback of the
Okay,
line.
here's the whole thing. Like when you're calling the line judge calls, right? And then you have the responsibility of snapping the ball. And you have to snap it on time with velocity to where the quarterback doesn't have to pick it up like it's a ground ball.
There's
and
so much
move
skill.
around. He snaps the ball in a spot where Mitch doesn't have to drop his eyes and then drop back up.
There's so much skill. Like to be simultaneously scanning, calling out defenses, letting the other guys on the line know different things, and then listening for the snap count, still looking, and snap. Like that snap has to be second nature to you.
And then
Like, you can't-
after you snap it, you've got to get on the other side of a defensive tackle so
Right.
the guard can pull off and hit the linebacker.
Right.
He's doing all of it.
Well,
Right.
most
All
of
of it.
Bars. I mean, I think they just benefited from all the time they got in the live reps
I
in
think that-
the preseason games. That
I
didn't
think-
happen. Remember
I
all the
think that
dinosaurs?
chemistry helps.
You need preseason games.
Right.
You need preseason reps.
Yo, like I don't know. Like
Oh,
I just see these dudes working together really well. The familiarity is hugely important to them.
I think that plays a lot with Bars and Muster for both. They know each
Absolutely.
other's language
Right.
and everybody else.
And now they all have played at center. I mean, let's not forget that Bars played at center this year. Like, and did okay. Like, it wasn't great, but he did better, a hell of a lot better than I thought that was going to go.
Yeah.
Like, so let me give Juan Castillo some credit. Let's give Juan Castillo some credit. I don't know whether Rashad Coward has pictures of who and how he stayed in the lineup that long. I don't know what bribery and shit was going on there.
That was typing, by the way. I wasn't doing any weird gesture.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, you totally froze up though.
But I'm just saying, like, these dudes, they belong. And it's just, I mean, what's another, like, when was the last time we had a crew in the middle like that?
Long time, and it's looking like you get like it's
Like Slauson and
back.
Long was kind of cool for a minute.
And still, we didn't have any offense to go with it. So
Right.
Long,
You had
long,
no skill
Long
positions.
Slauson.
Long
and
Slauson.
who was the other guy? The guy we got from the Packers.
Oh, Sitton.
Yeah,
Sitting, baby.
Yeah. That was a good little crew.
Yep. Now you got something like this is something you build off of, but
Yeah.
ultimately you win against the Packers. You punch that ticket.
I mean,
People will be cementing spots on the roster.
Yeah, Brian, and you know what? And then there will be Bears fans who are like, "Oh, we're just overvaluing this win," and and it's like they're too far in on this to be in it. They're not in a teardown mode, okay?
No.
Like 2014 was a teardown.
I think I saw
That was-
some on Twitter where Nagy's safe for this year.
Absolutely, he's safe. Like I mean, okay. I mean, well, maybe not. If they go and lose 40-10, the Packers just embarrass them again. Do you think that that washes away all the goodwill
I don't know. It's just
that
there's
they've
a lot
gotten
of
back? I mean, let's say Mitch throws 3 picks, they get curb stomped, and like I think that could easily wash all this goodwill away,
Well,
right?
you still make the playoffs if the Rams win, right?
Well, I think ultimately
Yeah, I think so.
his record as a coach might be enough to save him.
I think you
And
have
is-
to from
Overall record as a coach.
But is
McCaskey's standpoint, though, even if we get into the playoffs, it's a playoff spot that was just added for the season. I don't know that's not going to be a permanent thing, right?
no?
Oh, I don't know.
It
Well,
may
they're
end up
about to go to
becoming that.
17. They're about to go to 17 games. So.
Right, but as of now, it's just a this year thing. So you gotta
Correct.
look it through that lens too, especially if we go to the playoff game and just get totally annihilated.
I do think that the finances are going to play a factor, though.
But it's $15 million to let Pace and Nagy go,
I agree.
and a team of a $4.5 billion company.
Yeah, but then coming off a year where they had no fan revenue and yada yada yada. I mean,
On the stadium, I think they'll be all right.
well, and like you have to ask yourself again, if you're the owner of the Bears, finances aside, have Nagy and Pace done enough good that you feel that you can further invest in them? Because I still think on some level that they are worthy of further investment, that there is still enough good in them.
Yeah, it's not further investment, it's the current contract. So they already got that.
Well, I'm not saying extend them. I'm just saying like let them work out their contract. You know what I mean? Like I don't, and especially now because it isn't like if there's a top 10 pick. Like if they had a top 10 pick, then probably you sit there and go, oh, like maybe we don't want them to do this because, I think the team's in a different place. Like there's still, the fact of the matter is that there's still a lot of talent in this roster, and all of a sudden it appears that there's even more talent on this roster than maybe we realized.
I mean, the only thing I'd be okay with if you kept Pace, maybe try to figure out a scout somewhere that you can bring in that has a history of scouting quarterbacks. Or something, because if they're going to bring in a quarterback, I'd like somebody to at least have a different perspective than what they've been feeding Pace.
Okay, much like somebody, and I don't know who this is, but maybe there's a scenario where Ted Phillips retires, they hire a team president, a CEO of football operations, whatever title you want to have, but somebody that oversees Pace, that is not Ted and is not named McCaskey. It's a football dude, and basically says and shows to him, okay, this is how we are going to revamp the organization so that you can't ever go rogue like you did with Mitch again. Because listen, I mean, I still think Pace is talented. I think he's systematic and thorough, and I think he has some very good qualities. I think you could do a lot worse than him. Still, I think any team could do a lot worse than Ryan Pace. But I think somebody needs to come in over him and say, okay, we are revamping your organization from top to bottom with how you're scouting and how the decisions are getting made. And I ultimately, as the new team president, am overseeing and stamping approval on those decisions.
You got to give him credit for this last draft, though. I will give him credit for that.
You got to give him credit for a lot of things. I mean, the hit percentage of GMs is like baseball. I mean, people want these GMs to be batting 750, 600. No, that's not how it works.
He knows how to find running backs too.
Listen, dude can find certain things. I'm just saying, like, you could do a lot worse than Pace and Nagy. And I think ultimately that is still going to be on the minds of the McCaskies, is do we really want to throw away these dudes who are still good, hardworking dudes who really get the organization and are really, I mean, I believe that both of those guys intensely want to win for this organization, and they are really fucking trying. I just think that they've fallen on their faces a lot.
It's weird for the whole Mitch situation now, though, because now this dude is finally calm, right? It doesn't look overwhelming. This is a time where he can actually start progressing, like
right?
Because now that whole mental thing seems to not be as big of an issue.
Oh, chair cam.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. Click something weird. Chair cam.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Brian, and I think that's the grand irony. I think that's what the difficulty they're going to have this season is like, is this another tease? Did we just get it teased again? Did we see something? And
man, this is like 4 solid performances
again, and again, the bar is low.
right.
Mitch's bar is low. Our criteria for offensive. And that's okay, because what are we doing?
They're against great defenses, but who cares about the scenario? These are
what's the motto?
3 or 4
Run the ball and play defense. That's the
chasing decent.
But there hasn't been. I don't think there's been a time since Nagy's been here where we've seen this offensive production.
Dude, hasn't been a time since 1965. 1965. 12 years before I was born. 1965. Like, what?
Exactly.
Like,
what is that?
Now we need to see it against a team like Green Bay. We do.
Here's
ultimate.
You know what this 1965 team could have in common with this 2020 team, though. If you don't win, they never made the playoffs.
Right. Well, that's the ironic part, is that so many great players were on those 60s teams and they didn't win very much.
Never got Sayers or Butkus to the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long week though, because it's like, here we go, Green Bay. We need a big win.
Hey, HMD, go to the game. Who you got, boys?
Yeah.
Go of the game.
You got a few to choose from.
I'm gonna go with Allen Robinson, man.
Right.
Just from a standpoint, A-Rob, man, like the contract stuff, everything he's got going on the front, it has to be frustrating. Like he's really stuck it through with Mitch. Like it has to, a receiver, especially of his caliber, his whole career he's played with mediocrity at quarterback. Granted, Mitch has been playing better, but yeah, man, like he was working today, and he's even blocking better now. Like that dude is a baller, man, and that's one guy. Because it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, you got a receiver that's bought into this team, that loves this team, that's a fan of this team, that's great for the city. They need to work that out, and I think he just I mean, he was fired up to play against his old team, and he was feeling it, and he was huge for us today.
I think both of these dudes, Allen Robinson and Mitch, and I hope that maybe on some level this has happened, they're on some us against the world type of stuff right now. A little bit, because both of them have had the fans turn on them, right?
Yep.
Not Mitch, obviously, a whole lot more than A-Rob. A-Rob's been more recent, but both of them are like, fuck it. Neither one of us might be back here next year. We might both go someplace else. Let's just ball the fuck out, and who cares? Who cares about Nagy and Pace and the Bears, all that? You ball the fuck out and let the chips fall where they may, and we're benefiting from it. Like, that's great, And I just think that's what, like, Foles and A-Rob never developed a chemistry.
No.
Mitch and A-Rob have had a chemistry since day one.
Right.
I mean, like, and so that's part of why this is working. Is because what did Mitch say? Like, I'm coming back in. I'm gonna play quarterback. Get in, losers. We're going to the playoffs, and let me explain to you what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw the ball to 12, and I'm going to throw the ball to 85. I'm going to throw the ball to 11, and then in the red zone, I'm going to throw the ball to 80. And then we're going to hand the ball to 32, and this is how it's going to go.
When I pass the 32, he's going to be set up good now.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, when they faked the handoff to him,
Yep.
and then they had all that time, and then he just dumps it off to him, and Montgomery was just like, I was like, yes! That shit is a hype. Like, I don't care about trick plays. Give me that all day. Like, I want that play again. Run it to the other side.
And that's the
You
thing.
know?
Something's clicked with Monty too, man. Like he's feeling this. He's feeling it now. And this is what I expected from him. I'm happy as hell. He's getting his due, man. Like this is the guy.
Is that going to be AA's HMD goat?
Timo?
Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah, it is. I was thinking it, and I now I'm there. But I was just thinking, like, I don't need Tyreek Hill. Give me Kevin Falk. You know what I'm saying?
Tyreek Hill now.
I mean, we can't have Tyreek Hill. Everybody wants Tyreek Hill, and we can't have him.
Well, you said you don't need him.
No, I'm just saying we need him. But
we need him in this offense.
Like, give me, you know,
Nagy's trying to run it without him. Not anymore,
like,
but
I just want like a workman-like back. You know what I mean? Edgar Bennett. You know, type of dude.
He was an ex-Bear, so you get
Thomas Jones.
You know what's low key sucks though, like not having Tariq in the midst of all this. Like he was
kind of, but man, that
man,
trap, dude. The Nagy trap would be set.
No, but I'm just talking about like the way Tariq came out early. Like I was liking what I was seeing. He was hitting the hole. Yeah. Like I don't know, change of pace to Montgomery. Like instead of seeing Patterson, I miss Tariq a little bit.
Tariq would be nasty right now in this offense. If you gave Tariq Cordarrelle's runs, that would be nasty.
The way he was running in the beginning of the season.
Yes, he was running inside runs and outside zone, and you know they were doing what they're doing now, but now they have a better offensive line.
I'm not talking about Tariq taking any handoffs away from Monty, but like instead of Patterson or Mall or whoever, yeah.
Give him Cordarrelle snaps. If Cordarrelle gets 10 carries a game, which he does in 8, give him to Tariq.
Right.
I mean,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, the only thing that I will say, and this has been to the detriment of Anthony Miller as well, it's not all his fault. It's not because he's, I probably was over the top calling him a bitch, but it's not all his fault that he's not on the field. The fact of the matter is, and the Bears fans have to remember this, is that, like, if you want to run the ball and be a power run team, you're going to be in 2 tight end, 3 tight end sets. There's no receivers on the field. Like, you don't have that. So, and people don't love it, and we didn't love it at first, but Laser wants to do these tight split, bunch formations, where they that's the only way you can get 5 receivers on the field and still run the ball.
Right. So my HMD go to the game is I'm going to the other side, and I'm having HMD goats.
Oh, go.
Danny Trevathan and Roquan Smith gave fits to the giraffe gaff, as he was once called, Mike Glennon. Roquan got the 2 picks. Nelly Roquan, greater than regular Roquan. Get the Band-Aid every week. Go with it.
Hell yeah.
Be about that attitude.
Right.
And then Danny tipping the ball so Roquan could get it,
Yeah, that's nice.
Danny was a big question mark for a lot of this year.
Danny got healthy.
Turned it up. And he's playing well. Got a sack today, too.
I know it's a different scheme, but could you see I want Roquan to become like Roosevelt Colvin. You know what I mean? Like, and I think he has to get he has to get the chance to rush more. But I think
he's not
that
dude, but yeah.
No,
I get the idea. You want those sack production numbers, is what you're talking about.
No, I don't care about sacks. I just want him to get 3 or 4.
I like Robert Quinn to be Roosevelt Colvin.
I just want him to shoot I just want him to shoot gap. pause a few times a game more. Go A gap, delayed pressure.
Like Brids and Urlacher used to do. They'd run that double A pressure gap.
Yes, that's what I want to see. Like Pagano did with that shit.
Well, Rosie did with Urlacher too.
Yeah.
And Holdman,
Yes.
that linebacking group was nice, son.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like and that's not to discredit.
No.
That's a coordinator issue. Why are you
Right.
unleashing this dude like this?
Well,
Well,
that's also the loss of our big boy up front too.
Yeah. You don't have
Goldman being out, man. That changes a lot.
You spend all the money on the defensive side, and let me tell you, next week the money needs to come back. You need to get a return on investment, and it starts in Green versus the Packers.
Well, there was always talk about how important Goldman was and how much credit he didn't get. He's a big loss to this defense.
Yeah, the defense has to step up. I mean, we're talking about what the offense has to do, but the defense absolutely has to step up. Like, they cannot let Rodgers bitch slap them around like he always does.
Pagano needs to step up.
Yeah,
Pagano was like in awe of Aaron Rodgers. Like, I was like, dude, like, we know he's good. Shut up about it. Like, please, like, have you not seen any of what was done before you here? Like, why will you not do it anymore?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We got our chance. We got our chance this next week.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean. It's fucking Packer week, and it means something.
Packer week, and it's a playoff game.
How fucking lit is that?
It's great. It's great.
Man.
And here's the thing: is that like I feel like we're playing with house money right now.
Absolutely. What do we got?
So I'm really like I already gave up on them a while ago. So like this is house money. Like if they lose, I'm not gonna cry.
I'm not
gonna be happy.
No,
I will be sad and mad and all that, and probably come on here and yell and scream and cuss. But I'm not gonna feel it like in my core of like, oh my god, like it's just like I feel like
I'm telling yourself that.
I know I'll be yeah.
We're gonna all be heated.
If we lose, we'll all be shitty.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
I just told a full ass lie.
Yeah, hell yeah, we're gonna be heated.
But I like to believe that I can be that person. Like I want to be that. I want to be that cool, calm, and collected about all this. But
not against Green Bay, man. It's different.
No, it is different. It's Packer Hate Week. Jared put it out there.
Sir, it's Packer Hate Week. Let the hate flow strongly.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear the fans at the game? Like in Jacksonville? Green Bay sucks. You heard it loud and proud, man. I was like,
fans in the
stands. You knew the Bears fans were going to show up. I don't know how many they let in, but it was like 70% Bears fans, if not more.
That's a Navy city too, if I'm not, or a military city, right? So they got a lot of.
Every town in Florida has Bears fans in it, like every single one. And you will know
Jaguars
them.
Don't really have fans. I'm saying
we don't care. Bears fans don't care if we haven't won since '85. They are still flying flags as if we won last year.
Take a look.
You know what I mean?
I'm hoping the Jags do Trevor Lawrence a solid and trade the pick to us.
Yeah. Why would we want our coaches to ruin him? Anyway, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Packer hate wing is strong. Let's get after it.
Right, well, who are we throwing shade on at the Packers? Packers themed shade throwing.
Ooh, Packer themed shade. The owners.
Yeah,
fuck you and your piece of paper.
Yeah.
I'm an owner.
That's got to be. I mean, like, can you imagine?
You know that heated field they have?
Yeah.
They didn't turn the heat on till like the second half. They had it all nice and snowy. Not saying it can melt snow, but I don't think they get up that high. But the field looked a lot better at the end of the game.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
Hey, that's gamesmanship.
That's right.
I mean, and they were going against a running team, but they ran the shit out of the ball. So
you know what? I'm gonna throw shade. Fuck their whole organization for jocking 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks only winning 2 Super Bowls. We're gonna fuck you up, man. That's all. That's all I gotta say. Throw that.
There it is.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck Jair Alexander. That's who I'm throwing shade at. Like he's getting jocked for wearing those. I mean, and listen, I'm not gonna shit on anybody for wearing sunglasses. Although, remember when I talked shit about Tariq wearing sunglasses?
Yeah, here we are.
Here we are.
Oh, anyway, flip flopper. But Jair Alexander with his white sunglasses, accepting his Pro Bowl. Fuck out of here, Jair Alexander. He's a bitch.
I think I'm gonna reach out to Kittle. I'd love to have that dude on. Not that it would ever happen, but
No.
Yo, Kittle is. Oh man, what a
I was so-
Hey,
amazing.
you see JJ Watt's thing today?
yeah,
After the
No.
Texans game?
yep.
Oh, yeah, it's solid, dude. It's solid fire. That guy,
JJ Watt.
JJ
Basically
Watt.
saying we got fans that still care about this team. That like we get paid millions of dollars to play this game. It means something to them. Like it sucks
We play
being
like
shitty.
It's like,
Yeah.
that guy gets it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he has anything left in the tank. You know what I mean?
I
I
don't
haven't talked to his wife.
Dang.
know.
Pew, pew.
Lasers.
It was like old timey Wild West six shooters. Pew, pew, wing.
I remember when Laser
Oh,
first
like-
stepped on the scene. His
like
interview,
some-
we're all like, "What a dork!" He's like, "Save the offense."
Yeah.
Well, guys, like my son's and like we're like, "Oh, what a dork!" Comes in and freaking tells Nagy, "Hold my beer, I got this."
Eventually,
Good for him.
because like Nagy started realizing that like one day his name was no longer on the office. He's like, "What's that about?" "Oh no, we're just doing some remodeling." No.
Yeah, who would have thought like a caddy from Penn State get hired here to fix the offense?
It took you injuries, COVID outbreak, and some other
To
shit.
find your
to
O line, yeah.
Find your
Oh,
offensive line, but you got there, I guess.
Pace set him up. Like he was like, I got you this quarterback that does all this stuff. I got you Helfrich, who can run this offense. I got you Heastand, who's an offensive line guru. I'm going to draft you some Notre Dame dudes or sign you some Notre Dame dudes, but I'm going to spend all this money on defense. So guess what? I want you to score, but you don't even have to score that much. Just give me 25 points a game with your fancy bullshit. And you couldn't do it, right?
Right.
So finally, they back their way into this shit. And on next Sunday, we find out what's real. This is,
Yeah.
I mean, what a fucking game. We find out what's real. Okay?
A lot of questions could be answered.
A lot of questions. And you think I'm joking about Mitch signs a contract on the field if he wins that game and balls out? Basically, that is what is going to happen. His ass is getting a contract.
Like chatterbait. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, exactly. Like, click, 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 click. Like,
What are you guys talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Talking about some Patreon bullshit, right? Some circle jerkery. Great take.
Handing out numbers like in a deli line.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he's serving up fucking egg salad on Melba toast, though. Too bad. What was I saying?
Anywho.
You went full chatterbait on.
Oh yeah, it's just
contract.
like that is going to be a moment, and nobody's going to be able to take that away from anybody. And no matter what
We need the
happens
sound
after
effects,
that,
though. We need a soundboard with the chatterbait sound. Like,
yeah, gling, gling, gling. Yeah.
People watching this be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
No, they know. They'll pretend like they don't know what we're talking
If you're watching us, you probably do know.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're this far into the show, you know what the fuck's up.
That's right.
So
if you're married, you know what's up.
yeah. You know how your Wi-Fi gets down.
That good private
browsing, friends. If you don't, I'm like amazed that people don't know this. Private browsing.
And I didn't know about either until you tipped me off on it. So
What the fuck? Like it's out there
Really,
running
dude,
around.
chatterbait, dude. Private
Out
browser.
there.
I'm like,
You're out there flapping around, seeing those live Jasmine windows open up, and it's like, what is this? What is this? What kind of alien spy. Where is this? But luckily I'm in stealth mode.
That's gonna be for the
pop-up.
Patreon subscribers. We're gonna do
you
the porn combine.
He's over here getting pop-ups in his ABC mouse. It's like, get on the task path. Live at Jasmine. It's like, honey, what is this? I don't know.
Hey, at least I haven't broken the computer this time. We went Apple, so we're good.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
You didn't need a rebuild, honey.
Oh, wow.
This is the stuff you don't get with other shows. You know what I mean?
No.
Like
Weird habits. Okay.
It's a tailgate, baby. We do what we do.
That's right.
Do what it do.
Just talking shit like fans. Just that's what we are.
Thanks to all the
We're not
people.
being
that
something
showed
we're
up
not.
Thanks to the people that showed up in the chat tonight. We got a few new people. That was awesome.
Yep, nice
Yeah,
to
thanks
see
for the
you.
climbing
Appreciate you.
downloads too.
That's what we
Appreciate it,
like,
everybody.
man. I liked the interaction on there. I mean, you're getting different viewpoints. I mean,
Mhm.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Lock it a law.
I like it a lot.
I wish someone would come in there and just,
Yeah, bring hot takes, man. Shit.
yeah,
It
go
doesn't
for it.
matter. We're here for it.
That's it. What else we got? Anything else?
That's it, man. Packer week. Gonna do a little Packer preview.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, sir. Although it is New Year's Eve, so I don't know when we're gonna have to figure that out.
Hickory dickory dock.
Pause.
Oh,
We're gonna do the tailgate ball drop.
Yeah, exactly.
only one?
Well, Mitch already has balls dropped this season, so that's nice. And
No,
now,
we'll figure out a day. We'll do something.
yeah, we'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
we figured it out.
Yeah, anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the retweets. Hey, if you happen to have the time to throw a little review, that'd be cool. You know, we appreciate you if you subscribe to us. It actually does matter. Like, you know, I mean, we don't do this for money. We just do this for the love of it. But
We don't do it for the money. We do it for the honey.
If you like, you know, if you do those things, it does help us out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Pay for a little subscription on this StreamYard and, you know, this and that, like whatever. Like we're not out here trying to
Make a career out of it.
fleece people, yeah, or anything. Not not that there's anything wrong.
Trying to
with
charge as much as Netflix and shit.
that. Right, exactly.
Make you pay for basically
Like, rate, and review.
No, I'm just saying the NFL
Yeah.
mobile
Well,
app.
so-
Like, rate, and review. It's
That'd
easy.
be cool. Clickety click. I mean, I know
Appreciate
you're out there on your burner profile, liking on your Instagram, girls. Hit us up. You know what I mean? You know, like give us a little likety like from your burners. Why not? What's it gonna hurt? Nothing. Anyway, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. It is just another episode of The Tailgate Show.
I love the fucking Bears.
The playoffs are at the door, and we got to stomp out the Packers.
Said it wrong.
That's right.
I fucking love the Bears.
Oh, wait, we didn't do a score prediction.
Oh.
Jared.
Oh, we're not doing this. Is the
Oh,
preview.
Oh, no, it's not the pre. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Never mind.
Yeah.
Duh, motherfucking duh.
The host is high.
Ah.
Maybe just a little.
What?